Before I answer this question, please let me encourage you to do three things. Subscribe to our channel, like us on social media, and consider joining us as a supporter at patreon.com. Exodus presents this great story how God's going to continue to keep his promise that he made to Abraham in the book of Genesis. And we see that promise carrying out through Isaac and Jacob and through Joseph. And the book of Genesis picks up, you got Moses, who's going to be the deliverer. And it's all about the exodus of God's people who have been in Egyptian bondage for over 400 years. And God's going to raise up a great leader by the name of Moses, who's going to lead God's people out of Egypt and into the promised land. But they end up in this excursion in the wilderness. And as they're in the wilderness, God gets the law. We see the commandments come down in Exodus chapter 20. And they're learning what it's going to look like to be under a theocracy. And Moses is the great leader. And the people of God, they see God work in amazing ways of delivering them. Though they reject Moses at first, they come to see him as their leader. But what we see in the people of Israel is what we see in ourselves. There's such a quicker way to God's promises, and yet we wander. God does so many amazing things in our life to show that he's with us, yet we lick at the earth, to use the phrase of Malcolm Muggeridge, and we start melting down our golden calves, and we do some updated idolatry, 2.1 style. It was Mardi Gras at Mount Sinai. And so Exodus is about God's people being brought out of Egypt, but then they re-imprison themselves again in the wilderness, and they still need Exodus out of Exodus.